so we do.
And Mersey Maulers, and already the Red Legion comfortably dispatching Elite Gunmen by 6 goals to 1 in the very first game. So it's 5 goals to 1 in the very first game. I'll be joined alongside Oreku Ambofo for this one, and he will be my co-commentator as we're bringing you the action between Mersey Maulers and Blue Titans as the referee sounds his whistle to get us off us running. And already Blue Titans are seeing a lot on the ball in the very opening exchanges of this one. And Oreku, it's a chance for these young guys to take out to the field and showcase their talents, not just for themselves, but of course for what's at stake.
Yeah, I think a lot is at stake here. It's not just about the money, but there's a chance to show your talent, and it's really good to see these type of tournaments because there aren't many opportunities, especially for younger guys, to be able to play in such a competitive atmosphere with the opportunity to also win prizes as well. So I'm really looking forward to it today.
And so it's been hooped upfield, but the goalkeeper will comfortably pick that one up. And today is day 1, and so it's the group stages of the action. Like I said earlier, Red Legion getting a win against Elite Gunmen. And later today, Red Legion, of course, will be in action against Mersey Maulers. Meantime, Mersey Maulers on the attack down the left side with number 10 sensing the cross. And number 8 was going for the acrobatic volley, but he failed to make contact on the end of that pass as it runs out on the fast near side for throw-in in favor of Blue Titans. And already Mersey Maulers are trying to think over the scoreline very early on. And the Blue Titans on the go on the attack down the left-hand side. And near side with number 11 placed into the feet of number 14. Back with number 11 is cut out in the end. And a foul in the process was fouled by number 7 was fouled by number 11. And he was brought down in the process of trying to take the ball off his toes. And it's good to see him back up onto his feet at number 7. And the goalkeeper will restart the play. Number 14 sends it to the far side for his left back to latch on to. Sends all the way back to number 14. And now number 3 will send it up and long, trying to get number 6 on the end of the action. And a shot from distance from the Mersey Maulers, but then again that will not trouble the goalkeeper with that attempt. And the Blue Titans will play out from the back now into the feet of number 13, who turns infield centrally, finds number 15, who's also been brought down. The referee spots a foul in the process, and very early it's a cagey affair already between these two, with the tackles coming in quite nicely.
Yeah, but I think Mersey Maulers would be proud of the start that they've had. Probably created a couple of dangerous situations, and it looks as if they're in control of things at the moment with how the game is going on there.
And that was a wild attempt in there from the Blue Titans midfielder, 30 yards away from goal, and he was shooting, trying his luck. And then his luck was far off. And we'll restart with a goal kick. In contrary, the opening game between Red Legion and Elite Gunmen, I think in the 3rd minute or so, we saw a goal from Red Legion. They went, of course, to run out 5-1 winners in that game. And the game carries on. It's being played out from the back. And the Blue Titans trying to nick it off the toes of the number 9, but he sends it all the way back to his defender in the number 14 shirt, who plays it upfield looking for the run of his attacker, and it's been cut out quite nicely, sent all the way back to the goalkeeper. And the Blue Titans need to get rid of the ball in their own half. Number 2, who is the captain, plays his way out of trouble quite nicely there, places the number 6 in the center circle, and it's played upfield for number 15 to run onto, and he's approaching the goal area, makes his way towards the penalty area, cuts inside, and the shot is blocked in the end by the fullback. And now a chance maybe for the Mersey side to attack. On they go, approaching the penalty area. Can he be stuck? He plays into the number 8 and there's a bundle in there. Just when he thought he was about to pull the trigger, he was brought down, but the referee says nothing in that challenge. It was a clean challenge. And they get rid of the ball. Very nervy moments there for the Blue Titans. The player has been stopped for a free kick down the far side, of which the captain of the Blue Titans, the defender by the name of Robert Ejapong, sent it outfield, and now the flag of the linesman is up to nick that one in the bud, with an offside decision going in favor of Mersey. There's been a frantic start to the opening exchanges as Blue Titan go on the attack, approaching the byline there, and has been cut out and ushered out of play for a goal kick in favor of Mersey Maulers. The goalkeeper, Leonard Oseijan, and he plays it upfield, finds his captain in the number 9, and he couldn't quite take that ball into his stride, and he runs out of space down the near side, the right hand side. Captain William Kwesi Abuaje playing with the captain's armband and cornrows out on the field. Blue Titans now, it's their turn to attack. Number 6, Prince Senna, jostling and turning, trying to get away from his marker, and number 14, and he finds a white shirt in the penalty area. Instead, he was trying to find a teammate, but no one was there in the end to pick that one up, and maybe a chance for the Mersey side on the attack. Number 10, Isaka Martin, and now the flag is up.
Very close call.
It's a very close call, yes, by the official down the near side, just in front of the technical area of the Blue Titan bench. And he pulls play back for an offside decision in the process. And then play resumes now. Michael Sowa in goal for Mersey side is given away. And then a striker for Mersey side came close to goal. But then again, another flag is up.
You know what? I actually thought it was for a free kick, but it looks as if the referee let play continue. And it's just an option of choosing a bad pass, because if he had given the pass to the striker who looked as if he was on, this would have been a really good chance for them.
Well, it shaped up quite nicely for William Kwesi Abuaje, but in the end, it looks as though the referee waved an advantage and they failed to capitalize on that advantage, and the chance goes back in. It's a huge let off for the Blue Titans. So like Uruku said, it was a foul in the process.
No, he actually gave it for an offside.
So it's an offside.
So he let play continue.
And now play resumes. It's been sent upfield towards the center circle and is picked up by the defense of Mersey side with number 3. And now it looks as though Isaka Martin is getting in on the attack again, plays into the field on number 8. It's just in front of the penalty area, and then again another flag goes up for offside.
It's quite shocking, the type of runs that are being made here. Clearly, you can see that the Mersey Maulers are targeting the right side of the Blue Titans defense. A couple of the dangerous situations that they've had have come from that wing. However, it's just a matter of patience. It looks as if the run is just a bit too early.
Yeah.
And a couple of times they've been caught in the offside. But the warning signs have been clear.
Yeah.
And it looks as if the Mersey Maulers do know how to get into the back line of the Blue Titans.
And speaking of the Blue Titans, on the attack they go. Number 9, Great Palmer, was chasing down that one, and he made sure the Mersey defense knocked that one out of play. Number 14 for the Titans, Daniel Mensah, picks this one up down the near side, the right hand side of the Mersey half. On the attack they go, and now that one too has been nicked in the butt by the raising of the flag by the linesman. John Humphrey was in an offside position when he picked that pass up. And I think that's the 5th offside we've seen in this game.
Yeah, already it looks as if it's a competition between the two teams. But I think it's just a matter of who would show a little bit more composure in front of goal.
Matthias Adichie sends it all the way back to the heart of defense, of which they have to get rid of that ball. It might just prove costly. Wanda Soa was clever enough to intercept that ball, and it's sent up looking for Isaka Martin, who I think now has switched flanks with his captain William Kwesi Abuaje, who's gone onto the left side, and now he's taking up the right hand side. Stoning, headed away and picked up by Isaka Martin. Number 6 was sending across, and it looks as though he was going for goal from that distance, nearly catching the goalkeeper off guard, but he did well to tip it over for the corner. And now a player has gone on the ground. 2 players, in fact. One in a white shirt, that is David Isifu.
And so far it looks as if the Mersey Maulers asking all the questions, and it's been a good start from them, creating opportunities. But it's a question of, can they take these chances?
It's a set piece for which Nicolas Beru stands over, and the number 7 shirts for Mersey sends in across deep into the penalty area. It comes back out only as far as the edge of the penalty area, and the Blue Titans trying their best to get rid of the ball, but then again they are feeling the pressure from the Mersey Maulers, who have a and so far so good. No goal for you, and for the neutrals we are waiting for a goal and hoping that either one of these sides will find the back of the net as we are approaching the midway point of the first half. Meantime, it's been the Mersey side seeing a chunk of the ball and trying to make something happen with the ball, and number 6 was trying to find David Isifu, the left winger, in the number 10 shirt for Mersey, and it goes all the way back to their goalkeeper, who's feeling the pressure from the Blue Titans attacker, who's been pressing him. But they play out from the back quite nicely. They evade the pressure, making their way towards the halfway line. Number 8, Wanda Safo with a crossfield pass. Does well to find David Isifu. Can he get past his marker? No. The captain of the Blue Titans, number 2, Stephen Soa, he stood firm and nicked it off the toes. As back comes out to number 6 for the Blue Titans. Finds his captain, Stephen Soa, and he just loses out, and he's saved as a referee stops the play for a foul in the process.
That was good 1v1 defending from the captain Soa there. Stood his ground, and as we mentioned earlier, you can clearly see that he's been under a lot of pressure, because everything from the Mersey Maulers have come from his side of the defense, but he had a brilliant response last time out.
So far so good. It's been a clash of styles seemingly with attack versus defense. And speaking of defense, the Blue Titan defense needs to get rid of this ball, and number 8 will now have to play all the way back to his goalkeeper. Sharif Kweku plays it all the way back to Michael Soa, his goalkeeper. And now the Blue Titans will play out from the back. Number 13, Esso Prince, plays into Stephen Soa, the captain. He's looking for number 15, David Owusu down the right-hand side, the left-hand side of the Mersey penalty area, plays into number 6, just in front of the penalty area. He will shoot from distance, and the goalkeeper collects that one quite nicely. And he plays it up, and a chance maybe for the Maulers, and then again the flag goes up.
That looked close to me. That looked very, very close to me. I thought he was able to come back and check his run, but it was close. It was very close. He didn't think it was offside though. But once again, it's the Mersey Maulers just reminding Blue Titans of the danger that they have in behind. Despite the Blue Titans slowly growing into the game and having a couple of opportunities themselves.
And he was trying to run in behind the shoulder of the defender. Across comes in, the goalkeeper gets a fist to it only as far as SL. And every moment there from the Blue Titans. Again, the attacking onslaught from the Mersey Maulers continues. And they've been asking questions of the Blue Titans defense. But so far so good, they've stood firm. Sheriff back to his goalkeeper Michael Soa, who's been in the action. He's had a lot to do so far in the first half, and the challenge that the referee says is won cleanly by Matthias Adete. Finds number 11, that is John Humphrey, who's gone on a run on the near side, the right hand side of Mersey's half, and then he took a heavy touch just when he thought the chance was shaping up to be something worthy of a rewarding outcome. He rounds out the room and goes harmlessly over for a goal kick in favor of the Mersey Maulers. The man in question was John Humphrey in the number 11 shirts for the Blue Titans. Oreku, do you feel as though he was let down by that heavy touch?
Yeah, I think he had his hand go straight to the top of his head. It was a disappointing touch after a very promising run.
And David Owusu trying to make something happen with that crossfield pass, looking for again John Humphrey. But so far so good. It looks as though in the last 2 minutes or so the Blue Titans are starting to grow into the game.
Yeah, Humphreys looks like a winger with pace to bend. And despite the poor touch on the previous run, he's showed some industry on this flank and perhaps could be an outlet for this Blue Titans team.
And speaking of winger, is with David Owusu, plays into the feet of his number 9 and he shoots. It's a team effort. The goalkeeper will not be troubled too much from that attempt. Will be a goal kick in favor of the Mersey Maulers. On the attack, they go almost immediately. It's a back to front pass. They found their number 10, David Isifu. He cuts inside with a shot from distance, just in front of the penalty area, and the goalkeeper was equal to it. He got 2 hands to it to make that wonderful save and keep his side still in contention. With this one, Stephen Soa, the captain for the Blue Titans, was trying to send his team on the attack, and the goalkeeper came off his line to make that save. And the Blue Titans, Prince Senna in the number 6, plays it to Godwin. And now Stephen Soa will have a feel of the ball. Prince Senna into the feet of number 14, Daniel Mensah. He's looking for the run of Humphrey, and is being cut out by the number 7, who's seemingly playing as a right back, Nicolas Bedu. And the goalkeeper hoops it upfield. And they'll run out for a throw-in. It's been very cagey, Oreku, very cagey.
Yeah, I think in the end, it looks as if the Mersey Maulers slightly about edging possession as things do stand. Our Blue Titans have shown some promise in the last few minutes and have shown that they can hit Mersey Maulers on the break.
Speaking of hurting Maulers, Great Palmer latches onto that ball, and you thought he was going to cross that ball in, but it looks as though he was going for goal, and from that distance. And it didn't quite work out for him. coach of the Blue Titans. You can see him on the touchline screaming to his striker, that is Palmer. He was hoping for a better cross on the end of the attack from his forward, but now he was let down. In meantime, it's being played out from the back. Mersey Maulers, Nicolas Bedu, in the number 7 shirt in the right back position, and I think Humphrey took one to the face, and that ball has knocked the wind out of him as he's gone on the ground and stayed on the ground in need of treatment.
Yeah, it's a small price to pay sometimes, and the coach of Blue Titans would love to see that, putting your body on the line. Although you would hope that Humphreys is okay. He's shown that he is a key player for the team. However, you would also want to see your attacking players, players put their body on the line and try.
But not at the expense of a concussion.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not as bad, but it's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to see attacking players pressing and trying to win the ball in the attacking half.
Yeah.
You don't quite often see that.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing debate that we've always seen from key players like Rashford, Salah,
even Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, should your attacking player be pressing, or should he reserve energy for when you have the ball in attack? So,
I think
that's the $1 million question.
The attack is the first line of defense. That's many managers will have it. We saw a video of Luis Enrique giving him a coaching, telling him that, look, I need you to press. There's a reason why you can be so good in the final third, but if you don't press, you just need to help out defensively.
But you know what I think? Usually when attackers have the ball in the attacking areas, you don't see defenders running. Centre backs, left backs, right backs, they all usually stay on the halfway line and don't really exert energy in attack. So why is it that when an attacker loses the ball and it's time for the defense?
It's a shot from distance, trying to catch a goalkeeper off his guard, but he was well stationed to pick up that ball. That is Leonardo Sejan in between the sticks for Mersey Maulers, who have been on the ascendancy from the start of this game. And at this point, you can say maybe it's their game to lose. But then, of course, the most important stat would be the scoreline, of which neither side has tinkered with up until this point. It's still goalless between Blue Titans and Mersey Maulers as the tussle continues. And it looks as though the captain of the Blue Titans, that is Stephen Soa, and on number 2, is on the ground.
Fair play to this Blue Titans team. I think they were really under the cosh in the first few minutes, but they've managed to steady the ship.
Slowly settle to their strides. It's played upfield, looking for David Owusu, who heads it down into a teammate. It's still with David Owusu. And David Isifu tracking back to help out defensively. At this point, you can see maybe it's their game to lose. On the attack they go again. David Isifu down the left hand side, plays into number 18. The pass back to David Isifu comes this time around, but he runs into a bit of traffic.
And you can hear the coach shouting Isifu. I don't know what he did. Maybe he could have been faster in the execution of the pass.
Or maybe the manager was expecting him to cut that back early. David Isifu in the number 10. He's been a real live wire down the left-hand side, trying to wreak havoc, but he's been coming up against the captain of the Blue Titans, that is Stephen Soa, who has been equal to the challenge. Meantime, it will be a free kick for Mersey Maulers. The center field.
Ooh.
And a chance maybe for the number 9 of Mersey side. He does just that to bury the chance. Deadlock broken. And it's the captain, William Kwesi Aboagye, who does the trick for Mersey Maulers.
I think he's been one of the threatening players for the Mersey Maulers. Aboagye, he started in from the right-hand side, but you would realize that he had been coming in narrow a lot of the times, and this time he manages to benefit from what I think was a defensive error with the poor judgment of the long ball. But he still had a chance to finish and pick the right one.
And speaking of finishing, it's almost an equal response in seconds after by David Mensah of the Blue Titans. And Leonard Osejan came off his line trying to intercept that ball. And it's a huge let-off. A huge let-off for the Mersey Maulers.
It was almost a carbon copy of the goal that they scored. The difference decision making can make. It's the reason why Mersey Maulers are 1 goal up and Blue Titans are yet to score.
And so the Blue Titans now have to respond. They're on the losing end as the seconds in the first half continues to tick away. They have come close, but they've not really tested Leonard Osejan, who's been in the post for Mersey Maulers. Meantime, Matthias Ajeti surging forward, looking for Humphrey in the number 11 shirt. He manages to keep it in play. Step overs and sent in across into the penalty area. It's a chance for the Blue Titans. It's booted away by Nicholas Bedu. And the referee spots a foul in the process. In favor of Mersey Maulers.
I think on the balance of things, the scoreline reflects what we've seen so far in the game. I think despite Blue Titans growing into the match after a slow start, Mersey Maulers will feel like they've done more than enough. A number of times it was the margins, whether making a run too early and ended up in an offside position or making a wrong decision. But if you look at the goal, I think this time it was the right choice, the right type of finish, just the right amount of weight from their number 9, William Kwesi Aboagye. And there's no better way for the captain to lead than to give them the opening goal in what has fairly been a cagey clash compared to what we saw in that first match between Red Legion and then Elite
Gunmen.
Yeah.
And after the medics came to the aid of Nicholas Bonsu, it looks as though now he's back onto his feet from the innocuous challenge. Restart with a drop ball. Leonard plays it to Robert Ejapon. Is back with Robert. Emmanuel Ayamga sends the ball upfield. He was looking for Wanda Safo in the number 8 shirt down the right hand side and near side, just in front of the Blue Titans technical area. And the right back, Nicholas Bedu. It's a corner of which Nicholas Bedu will take, and he sends in across. It's kick clear just in front of the penalty area. Humphrey does well too. That was David Mensah, I beg your pardon. Did well to keep the move alive, and on they go again. Now the Mersey Maulers, you thought maybe the number 9 was in on this one, but then again the weight on the pass was just too much for him to chase and latch on to. The Blue Titans need to respond. And that will be all for the first half, as Mersey Maulers head into the halftime break with a deserved lead, of course, courtesy of a goal coming from William Kwesi Abuaji, the captain of the side. A 1-0 lead. And with 30 minutes more to either double that lead and walk away with the 3 points. Unless, of course, the Blue Titans have something to say about that scoreline. They will try to restore parity and hopefully maybe go on in search of the winner. But as it stands, the Maulers firmly in charge with this one. Alongside me is Oruku Ambofo, who's been watching this game with his watchful eye and providing the technical analysis alongside me.
I think if you're Blue Titans, you want to avoid the starts that you had in the first half, especially because this time round you are a goal down, and so it's important to impose yourself in the first few early minutes just to make sure that you assert yourself in the right position and give yourself momentum to equalize as the half wears on.
What time is it?
And I'm sure both managers would have gotten their respective pep talks into the minds of the players, and it will certainly linger in their minds as they take it out to the field. And they started just as the doctor would have ordered for the Blue Titans. And it's a shot from distance. Again, not going to trouble the goalkeeper in the end. They are looking for a way back into this tie. They need to get closer to the goal and work the goalkeeper in that regard. Up the field it goes with Wanda Marfo, and the number 8 tries to wriggle past 1 and 2, and he does just that. And he was trying to find David Isifu, who is playing down the left-hand side. It's back with Wanda Safo, and it's a pass into the feet of David Isifu up against Stephen Soa, and Soa was partnered by his fellow teammate to keep David at arm's length. And the Blue Titans, there's a foul on Prince Senna just in front of the referee.
I must admit, the battle between David Isifu and Stephen Soa has been one of keen interest. It's fairly balanced at the moment. We've had instances where Isifu has had the best of Soa and vice versa. And the last encounter we saw Soa once again showing very good 1v1 defending, using his body very well. But I think it's one to keep an eye on, because most of Mersey Maulers' attacks have come down the left flank.
And to no surprise, he's the captain of the Blue Titans. And as the game wears on, I'm sure the frustration will start to build in the camp of the Blue Titans. Again, they are a goal down. Roberts sends it up. Steven Soa picks that one up. He was trying to look for his teammates in the process. And the Blue Titans trying to make something happen down the far side. And number 13, Humphrey. I think the referee spotted a foul, maybe for a handball in the mix-up.
It all feels very congested on the left side. A lot of passing, but not a lot of zip. And the decision making has has not been too good in this second half for the Blue Titans.
Booted long and up the field for a striker to chase, and he just does that. He latches onto that pass. There's a loose pass in the end, and again, just when you thought the defending might just have been a bit more resolute, knowing very well that they've conceded, a lapse in concentration again from the Blue Titans. On the attack they go, looking for Humphrey, and Humphrey's on the end of that pass, and the flag is up. Flag is up down the far side.
Once again, it looks as if we've resumed with the offside train. We had about 6 or 7 of them in that first half, and I'm sure the coach of Blue Titans would be frustrated there because you can clearly see David Owusu. He could see the whole line. It's a bit frustrating as a coach when your attacking player can't see the line and ends up being offside.
Oh, David Owusu was trying his best to find Daniel Mensah. The defense of the Maulers has been sharp, and again a lapse in concentration. The number 18 picks that one up, approaching the goalkeeper, and he went for the dink when he could have gone for an even better finish. Maybe just slot it past the goalkeeper.
I think it's a really baffling choice.
I think that's Edward.
Really baffling choice from Edward. First stop is more surprising, the defending from the Blue Titans. What was he thinking? To be able to leave the ball and demand that the referee blows the whistle when the football didn't cross the line. And it's surprising that Edward opts for that type of finish because he had a teammate wide open with a gaping goal, and in those moments when you go for the finish, you need to score. The least you can do is to hit the target.
And we'll be hoping that chances won't come back to hand them, because it's with David Owusu, and he runs into traffic. He twists and turns, tries to play into the feet of number 13, and the pass into the feet of Humphrey wasn't quite dovetailed enough. He was trying to apply a bit of trickery to evade the defender, and he buys a corner kick. It looks as though Steven Soa has earned his flowers already.
Yeah, I mentioned he's the one that you really have to keep an eye on. He's defending in the 1v1.
Would you say he's been your man of the match?
Yeah, I think so. I think he had a difficult start. A couple of balls over the top where you could feel the Mersey Maulers were targeting his side, but he's responded in equal measure as the game has progressed.
And he's starting to step up to the task and, spur his team on to a bit of redemption in this second half. You've seen him making a lot of attacking inroads, and meantime there's a player on the ground. I think it's David Isifu. And again, back to the chance by Edward. Look, he went for the spectacular again.
Yeah, it's difficult to understand why he would try and chip a goalkeeper who's right on his line. There was literally no space for that. And if anything,
you're the one who plays football, what would you have gone for?
I think the near post finish was the best option there. You smash it into the near post, or you lift your head and just give the pass to your teammates who should be able to tap it into an empty net.
Yeah. And so Edward in number 18 for the Mersey Maulers, under a bit of scrutiny, but then again his side have a bit of defending to do as a substitution is being made. Jude Asari of Mersey Maulers looks to be coming on to replace the goal scorer, so it's marks the end of the game for William Kwesi Abuaje, who his goal is the difference between these two at this point. And
Judy can see he's a bit eager to get on. Started running onto the pitch when Abuaje hadn't even come off.
Asari Jude in the number 11. I'm sure the coach will send him on with the same instructions to get him a goal as he's taking off the person who got him a goal, and then a coming together between a defender and David Owusu, who's gone on the ground a bit theatrically.
Yeah, we could hear the scream from here.
Yeah. It was a whelp.
Yeah, just like players do, he's back up a few seconds later. Sometimes you just have to trust the referees. They're very close to the action. Yeah?
And he did well. And the goalkeeper flirting dangerously with.
You know anything? Everything good? Have you tried the replays? Oh, no.
But it's okay.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I'm hearing it's a nice lead.
Nice. Thank you.
The coach of Mersey Maulers wasn't impressed with that bit of skill from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean, as the goalkeeper, you should not be, in that sense, flamboyant. You're not Manono, are you?
Could have ended differently.
Yeah. Meantime, it's a goal kick to restart the proceedings. Booted upfield by Leonard Oseijan, only as far as Godwin Ineko, and now maybe a chance for David Owusu down the far side, and he scuffs his shot in the end. And the chances have been coming for the Blue Titans, of which they failed to take.
Well, I think it's been frustrating for David Owusu in the second half. Had about 3 different opportunities where a pass could have been better, the shot could have been better, and it's just not been his half so far. And he struggled to really get a hold of that shot, just dragged it wide. And under no pressure, you would expect him to do better, especially given that his team, Blue Titans, are down by a goal. And with time running out, you would want to capitalize on some of these opportunities.
And so Abdul Razak Mohammed has been called upon by the coach. He's come on as a substitute, trying to find who came off. Meantime, an attack again down the right-hand side, David Owusu. And so with the Blue Titans, with 2 changes up their sleeve, number 7 and number 12. David Yeboah Isiama in the number 7 shirt, and number 12 is Labi AC Evans looking to come on. And Daniel Mensah is off, as well as Prince Senna also off. And coach will hope you're starting to think that maybe those are attacking minded substitutions.
Yeah, clearly he's trying to affect the game from the bench and wants to seize the bit of momentum that Blue Titans have had. I think they've been the better side in
The last 10
the
minutes
second
or so,
half.
yeah.
They've started very, very well, contrary to what they did in that first half. But at the end of the day, it's the scoreline that matters. And the most important statistic says that Mersey Maulers lead by a goal to 0.
And speaking of the Mersey Maulers, on the attack they go with David Isifu down the left hand side. And again, the flag goes up down the far side. We've seen a lot of the offside calls in this particular game. Unlike the first game where it was a bit free-flowing between the Red Legion and the Elite Gunmen, who the Red Legion walked away with a 5-1 victory. And again, the Blue Titans on the ascendancy, and on the attack they go. Crossfield pass, can he keep it in play? And he does just that. David Owusu trying to find a teammate in the penalty area, and his attempt on goal is wayward. That was from David Yeboah Isiama.
I think the end product has been lacking in the second half for Blue Titans. Created a couple of good situations, but it's an issue of really not hitting the ball in the sweet spot. And the goalkeeper of Mersey Maulers would be thankful. Hasn't really been tested in this game.
If you were the coach of the Blue Titans, what would you be saying to your players at this point, knowing very well that time is the enemy?
I think they have to keep pushing. So far it looks as if they have the momentum, they are creating the great chances. Maybe he has to demand a bit more composure in front of goal. That's what's been lacking so far. It feels a bit rushed when it gets into the final third for the Blue Titans.
Blue Titans have a free kick. Not too far out, but certainly not on the edge of possibility. It's quite a distance between that point and the goal. Matthias Ajete, the number 5, is the prime candidate to take this set piece. And he sent it into the penalty area, looking for David Owusu. It comes back out to Sowa, and now David Owusu with a chance maybe to level the scoreline. And the defense of the Mersey Maulers was alert to the danger, and it's been picked up by David Isifu in the number 10 shirt, and on the attack he goes. And again, Blue Titans read that danger quite nicely, but they've lost custody of the ball, and they win it back to David Yeboah Isiama with a lovely 360-10. And Humphrey now playing on the right hand side. We haven't seen much of Humphrey in the second half in particular. Esso Prince. Humphrey wriggles away from trouble, and he's been surrounded by 3 white shirts. It comes back out to Humphrey, and now he goes down from that challenge. It will be a corner.
Once again, you go back to that opportunity from the corner kick, and it was just a case of miscommunication, getting in each other's way when there was a free attempt at goal. And the second half has just been all Blue Titans so far.
He's been taking short, and Steven Saw with the cross is headed away in the end by Robert Japon. Comes only as far to the number 7. And now Matthias Ajete in the number 5 shirts. He picks it up. That's so well on the right hand side. He's approaching the byline. Can he keep it in play? And cut back has been booted clear by Robert Ajiman in the heart of defense for the Mersey Maulers. And again, Orikwa, you do feel as though they are knocking on the door, asking questions of this Mersey defense.
If there's a goal going to come in this game,
it has to come now.
It has to come now, and it probably has to be Blue Titans. They've just been creating everything in this second half, and it's quite surprising to see how the pendulum has shifted.
Yeah.
The Mersey Maulers had everything under control in the first half, but they're just struggling to get it together in the second half.
And David Owusu has really sprung into life in this second half. We saw a lot of Humphrey on the end of the action for the Blue Titans. Meantime, Edward on the attack he goes, number 18. He's a tall, powerful striker, and he wins the foul off Godwin Nueku down the near side on the right hand side of the Blue Titans half. And there's 2 changes in the offing for Mersey Maulers, as Samuel Boache will be coming in, as well as Caleb Doe will be getting in on the action. And Roland Anang makes his way off the field. And Nicholas Beidou also comes off the field. Nicholas Beidou was playing predominantly as a right back throughout the entirety of this game. He's a midfielder by trade. And so, Oreku, how is it looking? Is he going in search of that winner, or is he maybe making a bit of a game management with reinforcement?
I think if you're a Mersey Maulers, you want to seize your control back. You want to make sure that you're able to have a feel of the ball in midfield and essentially pin Blue Titans back.
And so Edward will be the prime candidate to take this set piece, and he nearly caught the goalkeeper. He was aiming for the right stanchion, the top corner in the right stanchion, and the goalkeeper in the end was well placed. He found the side netting in the end, but then again it was a good effort.
It's not a bad idea. It's one that you can commend. Whenever you have a goalkeeper panicking like that, you know the effort was good. But then again,
he's come close, but not too close.
Yeah.
And they'll play it out from the back. The Blue Titans, the center field towards the halfway line, is picked up by David Owusu. And now Humphrey dropping deep to get into the action. Sent all the way to the far side for Matthias Ajete, the number 5, to latch onto and spring upfield. And the referee says it will be a foul in the process for the Blue Titans. They're approaching the dying embers of this game. The scoreline is Mersey 1, Blue Titans 0. And a chance maybe for David Mensah. He was trying to play the cut back into his teammates, but then a foot was thrown at the right time to make the interception.
Again, different chance, same old story. I think David Mensah has had a very frustrating second half. Once again, it's about the decision making. Could he have held on to the ball for a bit longer?
And now, Captain Stephen Soa trying to make something happen from that chance. And that shouts for a handball. David Owusu. And now this time around the referee stopped to play for a foul in the build-up. Did you see a foul maybe or a handball in there?
I think everything was within close proximity. It was also tight within that penalty box, almost like a pinball at a time.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to really call that one, but I think the referee was close enough.
Yeah. And right now is the Athletic Agency Summer Series, the Premier Edition, being held here at the University of Ghana Stadium. It's a 3-day tournament. Today and tomorrow we will see the group stages, and of course the final will come on Sunday, for which we'll have the champion of the tournament. And the players out on the field are between the ages of 16 and 21 that have been selected from various youth academies and teams in the Ghanaian football fraternity and space to represent 4 clubs, and not just, of course, to represent and play out on the field. It's a chance for them to unlock their full potential, and it offers a pathway for collegiate scholarships and, of course, professional contracts, knowing very well that scouts and maybe even some agents will make their way to the University of Ghana Stadium to see some of these lads in action. And speaking of somebody who's been in action, it looks as though David Owusu is coming off, and he will be replaced by Emmanuel Mensah in the number 16 shirt. And so the coach taking off his right winger. David Owusu came on the end of some premium chances of which he failed to take himself.
You can see the shake of the head as he walks off and finds a seat on the bench.
He will be disappointed in himself.
Yeah, very frustrated. You can see him just dropping his head. The question of what could have been for David Owusu.
And so time is the enemy for the Blue Titans, and meantime there's a player on the ground in the center circle receiving treatment. And the medical team have made their way onto the field to just help out with the first aid. The man in question is Wanda Safo. And thankfully he's back onto his feet with the ice pack being pressed up against his head, the back of his head. And he's having to come off a bit reluctantly. And yeah, he will be replaced by Ransford AJ Jr. So it's the end of the game for Wanda Safo.
Looks like a very serious head injury. Maybe some concussion protocols had to be observed.
Meantime, a chance for Edward in the number 18 shirt and the captain Zamba, and he plays into a teammate, and that will be the second for the Mersey side. Mersey Maulers. They went for the insurance for the second goal, and they found that second goal to make sure that the Blue Titans are not going to catch them again. Edward this time.
Meantime, a chance for Edward in the number 18 shirt and the Captain's armband, he plays into a teammate, and that will be the second for the Mersey side. Mersey Maulers.
Off the bench onto the score sheets. And Oreku, they've doubled their lead in the dying embers of this game.
I think that is game, set, and match. 2-0. Really, really brilliant forward play there from Edward, who is taking over the captain's armband. Very selfless work from him. Could have had a shorter goal, but opted for his teammate, who just had the easy job of tapping it into the net. Reminds me of that chance that he had earlier in the second half when he opted to chip the ball from a very, very acute angle and ignored his teammate in the center. But this time round, he learns from his mistake, and their reward is the second goal as they race into a lead, and it should be enough to give them all 3 points. I think Blue Titans will feel hard done by the context of the second half. It looks as if it came against a round of play.
Yeah, much improved performance in the second half, but then again, they haven't really dispatched the chances in which they created. Again, they've seen a huge chunk at the lion's share of possession, but then again, like I've said time and time again, the most important stat is the scoreline. On the go, trying to halve the deficit. Number 7 picks it just in front of the penalty area for the Blue Titans. Plays it back into the feet of number 12, that is AEC Evans, and he finds number 9, Grace Palmer, down the right hand side. He sends in a cross and is booted away. It drops for the captain, Stephen Saffo. It's a lovely touch. Oh, lovely play in the end from the right back. And now Edward will pick it up just around the halfway line. And he does well to hold on to the ball. Plays into the feet of Gad Asante, who came on to replace David Isifu, who in the first half was wreaking havoc down the right-hand side up against Stephen Saffo.
Drops for the captain, Stephen Saffo. Was a lovely touch. Oh, lovely play in the end from the right back. And now Edward pick it up.
Ended up losing his own footing.
Yeah. And so the scoreline is Mersey Maulers 2, Blue Titans 0. And a 2-goal cushion and a 2-goal lead to protect as we are approaching the last knockings of this affair. Emmanuel Ayamga plays it back all the way to Samuel Boache. And now maybe on the hunt for a third goal. It's been cut out by the Blue Titans. Matthias Ajeti, who is a diminutive left back, plays into the feet of Humphrey. And it looks as though after the knock, Humphrey maybe has shied away from the action a bit.
The game has barely gone through his wing. It's all been on the right side for Blue Titans the second half.
Yeah.
So Humphreys has even had to switch just to get a feel of the ball. But he's back to his traditional left wing position.
David Owusu was playing in that right wing position for the Blue Titans. And as the game wears on, you do feel as though the Blue Titans might just, take their foot off the gas, knowing very well that this game might just be slipping away. But then again, it's not done yet. They could, throw caution to the wind, send numbers forward and get that equalizer. And maybe you never know, get the winner.
Yeah, it's always a game of margins, and if they could get one back in the next few minutes, even from this set piece, it sets it up for a really interesting finale with just around 10 minutes remaining to the conclusion of the game. But you get that feeling that first goal has to come sometime soon to be able to spark any form of comeback.
And speaking of a way back into this ties with Estelle Prince in the number 13 shirt for the Blue Titans. The Blue Titans playing with the blue top and the matching black down and socks, with the Mersey Maulers playing with the white top, black shorts and white socks. just to differentiate for you. Estelle going for goal, and the goalkeeper got a hand to it, parried it into the penalty area, and the CMI was lurking, and now maybe a chance for the Maulers to attack, and Edward in number 18 runs into the defender Gordon Inueku. It's center field, cut out in the end by Robert Japon. You need to get rid of the ball. Ayamga, the coach, is screaming his name down on the near side. And they play out from the back just to evade the pressure. It's lovely work done. They find Garasante, and he plays into the path of Edward. On he goes, charging down the left-hand side. He's tall with power and pace. Almost reminds me of Balotelli, and he plays with the captain's armband as well. And the referee stops the play for a foul on him.
Look, Edward is the type of centre forward you would want to have, especially when you are protecting a lead. He runs the channels brilliantly there, and once again showing how strong he is, winning free kicks, slowing down the momentum of Blue Titans, and most importantly,
holding up the play as well.
Holding up and pushing Mersey Maulers up front as they inch ever closer to their first 3 points of the tournament.
And so it will be a free kick on the right-hand side of the Blue Titan half, of which Emmanuel Ayamga stands over, plays it short into a teammate. It was red wall by the Blue Titans. And it's 3 against 2 on this attack. And it's a pass into the striker. The goalkeeper is off his line. He boots it clear. And he read it quite nicely. And that will be all for this affair between the Mersey Maulers and the Blue Titans, of which is a defeat for the Blue Titans and victory, a sweet taste of victory for the Mersey Maulers. Goals coming from William Kwesi Abuaje and a substitute Asari Jude doing the business for the Mersey Maulers, who pick up their first 3 points of the tournament. And for the Blue Titans, is back to the drawing board and back to the chances that they missed in the first half and second half. In the first half, well, they had to do a lot of defending. They came out strong in the second half, but then again, a goal on either side of the two halves from the Mersey Maulers were enough to seal a 2-0 victory at the end of what has been a KG affair. Sees this one finish. Mersey Maulers 2, Blue Titans 0.
I think it was a very brilliant game of football. Well, we saw Mersey Maulers start a game really, really well and got a deserved lead in that first half through William Abuaje. But Blue Titans, they showed their fighting spirit, especially at the beginning of the second half, where they fought back, but they couldn't convert their chances, as Mersey Maulers once again showed just how strong they are up front, as Edward set up a really lovely goal from Judah Sari to ensure that they race away into a 2-goal lead. A very, very important win for the Mersey Maulers, because if you are any of these two teams, you are thinking of Red Legion, who've already won a game by 5 goals, and you would want to win your other games before you meet them. And that's exactly what Mersey Maulers have done. It would be really interesting to see the game between Mersey Maulers and Red Legion,
which is coming up next, by the way.
Which would show who would probably finish top of this group.
And so stay with us here on the Athletic Agency Summer Series Network. We'll be coming your way with that action. It will be the third game of day 1 between Red Legion and Mersey Maulers, which will be coming your way in just under an hour's time.